guys, thanks for checking in with us this week. We got a lot of great ice reports coming this season with staff all over the area, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. So make sure to check in with us every Wednesday. We're going to have a lot of great reports for you. I was up on Lake of the Woods this past weekend and earlier this week. Ice conditions up there varied a lot from probably 10 inches to even 14 inches in some places. Some small vehicles with the resorts pulling houses out. We took snowmobiles out just to be safe, and there's a lot of jagged ice this year, so make sure to check in with the resorts or the accesses that you're going out of just to make sure that you know what the conditions are like. We got a lot of cold coming this weekend, so hopefully that'll get things moving in the right direction. Everybody will be able to get out with their vehicles and have a good time out on the ice. As far as depth, we were fishing anywhere from 18 to 26 feet of water. Seemed to be the key right now, maybe a little shallower right before dark. But there's been a lot of great reports, kind of spotty on where they're biting, but make sure if you're going to head up here to check in with your resorts, find out where the fish are biting, and you'll have a great time. So if you have any questions, make sure to comment below, and our staff will do the best they can to answer your questions. Good luck on the ice.
Out on the ice today, just wanted to give you a quick update on ice conditions. Earlier on in the week, we fished up in the northern, smaller lakes, I guess, north of Highway 2. And that was okay. There were some pressure ridges that produced some obstacles for us. We did catch some walleyes, mostly on old shorelines, on I guess on rocky structures, some aggregate and things. Out on Devil's Lake perch fishing today, old shorelines again, fishing some brush piles and some trees. Just buckshots, minnow heads. We're out on Devil's Lake today. The ice conditions, 9 to 11 inches, pretty solid ice. It looks pretty hairy, but seems to be pretty safe. We're on Wheelers today. Checked a different part on East Devil's Lake, and that was 6 inches roughly. I heard one of our guides was out on the flats out by Minnewacan, and they had 9 to 11 inches. With that being said, there is some still open water and some things that we need to be careful with as fishermen. I like to walk, I guess, all over before I take Wheelers out. Just one thing to remember when going over pressure ridges is it's very important to know and understand that they do fluctuate on a daily basis. You know, just because you went over with a Wheeler one day doesn't mean it's going to be safe the next. So I always use spud bars, I always drill holes around those pressure ridges, and just make sure it's safe out there. Tight lines from Bry's Guide Service.
Hey guys, Ryan Whelan here with a Minocqua area ice fishing report. For me this week, it's just ice conditions. I've been seeing a lot of guys ask questions on the forums and, you know, shooting questions to us on how are the conditions in northern Wisconsin. So I actually spent all day today driving around, checking a ton of different lakes, you know, back in the woods, some of the main lakes that guys fish. Generally speaking, a lot of stuff is actually still unsafe. So if you can get back in the woods, find smaller lakes, you know, even shallower lakes that are in that 100 to, you know, 300 acres, like this one's about 250. You can find fishable ice. We had 4 inches out here, but you have to be spudding out. I can't emphasize that enough. We found spots on this lake that were only an inch thick, so you got to be watching for those areas. And then we had, you know, 4 or 5 inches of snow this past week. Makes those areas really hard to see. You have to have a spudder with you, which is kind of a no-brainer early ice, but especially this year. Last week we had really cold temps, but the ice didn't form like we had all hoped. We had 40, 50 mile an hour winds some days. It broke stuff up, made spots really, you know, unsafe. So be spudding out if you can find a shallow bay. We found some of those that had 5, 6 inches of ice. If you really want to get out this week, you know, look for those types of areas. But if you're looking to make your first trip up to northern Wisconsin, I'd highly recommend waiting, you know, till this next weekend. We're going to have really cold temps. The wind's going to lay down. You're not supposed to get a ton of snow this week. So by next weekend, a lot more stuff should be fishable. You know, definitely stay tuned for more ice conditions, more ice reports as we go along. But you know, stay safe. That's the most important part of this time of year.
Hey everybody, Will Pappenfuss here with Fish Addictions TV. Today is December 18th. We're out here in the glacier. We're doing a little bit of spearing today. Just want to give you a little fishing report around here in the Bemidji area. We actually did pretty good spearing this morning. We seen about, I want to say, close to 15 fish. Speared 3 that are just under 30. Seen a lot of bluegills, a lot of crappies, walleye swimming around in the hole. I'm actually out with my buddy right now, Wyatt Wilcox of Wilcox's Outdoor Obsessions.
What's up?
And he's been on the pike. I'm telling you what, you're gonna want to come out here and sit one of these nice glaciers, spear a couple fish. But anyways, for our fishing report, we've been catching bluegills, and I want to say anywhere from 7 to 43 feet of water. During the day, we found some in the deeper lakes and 30 to 40 feet. Well, it's suspended about 20 feet off the bottom. Otherwise, we've been fishing evening bites, I want to say 8 to 15 feet. So the bite's actually been pretty good. For walleyes, we've actually had a really good bite going on. We found them in anywhere, I want to say 8 to 15 in the evenings on Lake Bemidji or any of the smaller lakes around here on the Weed Edge or a Sharp Break, inside turn, and they've been pretty aggressive. So if anybody's looking to come up in the Bemidji area and do a little spearing again, come sit in one of these big glaciers with my buddy Wyatt and spear some fish. But that's what I've been kind of doing the last couple weeks, and it's been pretty good. So we'll see you on the ice.
For more information on Fish Addictions TV, check them out on all their social media.